Hi everyone! As we continue with our starting champion guide, it's impossible to pass by the excellent attack champion Elhain. In this video, we'll assess her abilities and I'll show you how to properly equip and what to upgrade for her, and see in which activities she will be most useful. I will also give a few bonuses for beginners in this video. Let's get started! Elhain is the last of the 4 rare starting champions to choose from in the game. Her abilities deal increased damage to the enemy, and also Elhain reinforces herself in a battle and increases the chance of a critical hit. And if you're just starting the game and want to get epics and Elhain for free, here's my recommendation. Below the video there is a link for new players. For registering, it gives the epic champion Lightsworn and 100,000 silver for the game. It's a great hero with a high defense parameter, can deal a lot of damage, and imposes resurrection on allies. After registering, when you pass the training, enter the promo code LUCKYRAID. It gives you another epic champion, Chinaru. And also, after 7 days of active login after registration, you can get a cool champion on your account. Hurry up! This is a temporary offer. What will you get in the end apart from Elhain at the start? You get Lightsworn, attack champion Chinaru, and a champion for entering the game 7 days in a row. As much as 400,000 silver to level up. That's a very impressive gift for new accounts, which I recommend to everyone. So let's take a look at the hero of today's video. I've spent quite a lot of time researching Elhain and her abilities to show her to you in her best build. In Raid Shadow Legends, Elhain is a rare attack champion with good abilities. You can only get her from rare shards or dark ones with a small chance. There are very few heroes that will work well in all dungeons and the arena as well. Elhain's abilities are aimed at dealing as much damage to enemies as possible while also doing a critical hit. Compared to other epics to choose from, it is Elhain who will be the best option for PvP and PvE damage. Elhain is a rare spirit element champion. She has an advantage over opponents as well as bosses with the energy element, but is weaker than the strength element. If your element is stronger, you have an increased chance of crit, but if it's weaker, you have increased chance of a weak hit. Let's take a look at user scores. The champion has the highest scores in Faction Wars, Citadel of Spirit, Minotaur's Labyrinth, Spider Nest, Campaign Chapters, and Arena. The lowest scores are on Clan Boss, Fire Knight, and Force Keep. This is more because of the heroine's lack of survivability. Now let's look at Elhain's abilities. The first attack is the Precise Shot. The attack is directed at the enemy. If it was critical, it strikes again. Damage depends on the attack. Improving the skill increases the damage by as much as 25%. The second attack is Lightning Arrow. Attacks one target, then all enemies. If first target dies, it applies a bonus of increased chance of a critical hit by 30% for 3 turns. Improving the ability increases damage by 20% and reduces cooldown for 1 turn. The third ability, Valley of Death, attacks all enemies 2 times. Improving the ability increases the damage by 25%. Powerful ability for most activities. And of course, the standard aura for starting heroes. It increases the total health of all allies in any mode by 15%. How to properly equip Elhain? Since Elhain is an attack hero with a high base attack parameter, she simply needs to boost her attacking characteristics. The game recommends wearing 4 things for the attack bonus and 2 for the chance of a critical hit. It's not a bad recommendation in general, but you can equip better. The main parameter is correct. You wear gloves with the main parameter for critical chance, armor for attack percentage, and boots for speed. So equip like this: 2 items of the Divine Offense set, plus 15% to the attack and 15% shield on yourself. 2 items of the Speed set and 2 items of the Cruel set, plus 15 attack and ignoring the 5% defense. These things are available to all players. You just have to play and participate in all activities. Upgrade all the gear and the champion is ready for battle. It is also necessary to upgrade the talents. Upgrading Elhain's talents in Raid is going to be easy. It only costs 800 rubies for a full talent boost for 1 hero, and you can fully pump all the talents. Or you can scroll farming in the Minotaur's Labyrinth. Here's the best PvE build that can be used in most activities. The attack and defense are pumped up, since it is a little short of survivability. The second build is for the arena. The variation is present, but the differences of the build are quite small. Elhain is a decent hero for the start, and you can take her safely. She's mostly an attacking hero. If you upgrade abilities like I said, you'll make Elhain even stronger. The hero will be helpful at the start of the game up to mid-game. Then you'll have better damagers to replace Elhain. I recommend pumping Elhain's abilities, but only with ordinary books. Use Epic and Legendary for Epic heroes or Legendary ones. And don't forget that abilities are upgraded differently. What are the main characteristics Elhain needs? The main parameter to be pumped up to the maximum is an attack. Then you need speed. Critical hit chance is the third main ability, as well as defense, so she survives longer. It is in this build that Elhain will reveal herself fully in all activities. It's a good attack hero to start with. What to replace Elhain with? There are actually plenty of attack heroes in the game, but they won't be 100% replacements. Avenger. She has no mass attacks, but she does a defense debuff with the first attack. The second attack hits 2 times with increased chance of crit, and the third ability gives 100% of the critical hit. You can get her in Chapter 6 of the campaign. War Maiden. The first attack applies poisons, the second one applies a 50% attack bonus, and the third attack hits all enemies and gives a defense debuff. The War Maiden is guided Chapter 9 of the campaign. Gore Mask. The first attack hits the enemy 2 times, the second attack on a crit increases the damage by 20%, and the third attack ignores the enemy defense. Can be got in the 7th chapter of the campaign. Elhain is a good starting hero up to mid-game. She definitely needs at least 50 level of upgrading and good gear to prove herself. My build reveals the hero, and in a group with epic champions and a legendary I mentioned at the beginning, Elhain will deal more damage and gain more survivability. Lightsworn's specificity is defense. With a high defense and health parameter, he provokes enemies on himself. Chinaru will deal extra damage, and Ultimate Deathknight will protect allies, instill fear, and deal good damage to enemies. Now, Ultimate Deathknight is probably the best legendary champion for beginners who could be used in any activity, and such a group, if everyone is leveled up, will allow you to upgrade quickly and go through a lot of difficult activities. This Elhain guide was created by me, based on my personal experience of using it. If you have any recommendations, go to the comments and write. Well, that concludes my Raid Shadow Legends Beginner's Guide. Thank you very much for watching. Please be sure to subscribe to the channel and like this video. I also picked up 2 interesting videos for you to watch. Bye everyone!